like whatever I got today, it wasn't going to save my life. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to make sure that groceries were on the table. Today was about accountability for him.
Hmm. Hey, would you be okay if I use this on YouTube?
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, because this is why I want to do that is because there's a lot of not even just single moms, but single dads out there too
Yeah.
that are so dependent and obsessed with, well, they need to pay, well, they need to do this, well, they need to do that. And here's the thing, it's valid. It's so valid. But the time that we waste staying stuck on that is insane.
Yeah.
Imagine if you would have stayed stuck on that for the past year.
I just let the math be the math. I just showed up, and the stuff that he was lying about, unfortunately, came to light. And so I got my partial attorney's fees, which I thought I would get none. And the child support that he was trying to get out of and the spousal support, I got most of it. I think it came out to like maybe 300 or 400 less than what I thought, but what I thought I was getting only $400. So um, I think it was a win. You
Come
know?
on, woman of God. Because here's the thing, I wasn't worried about you going to court at all. As soon as you said I'm going to court, I wasn't like, man, she hasn't been on a call. I wonder how she's gonna do. Because your mindset is just right when it comes down to these things. You have a very fruitful mindset that you've actually created. Because you know you weren't like this in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
And you've developed this mindset now. And so it's like perfect timing because Arlene was just really struggling with like overwhelming fear because the ex is lying, saying things about her, trying to go and like take the kid away. And so she was like getting crippled by fear and overwhelm and all these thoughts of doubt. And then here comes Laura coming in and being like, well, hey, everything he lied about came out to not be true. Crazy. Crazy how that works. And I actually got more than I thought I was going to get. I didn't get everything I was going to get, but it's a W because I was just looking for the best results. That's it.
At the end of the day, like, I'm really glad that I didn't listen to everybody initially and that I really forced myself to hustle on my own. Because, like, whatever I got today, it wasn't going to save my life. You know what I mean? It wasn't going to make sure that groceries were on the table. Today was about accountability for him.
Hmm.
And you just can't do that to people. Like, I wasn't a bad wife. I didn't cheat on him. To leave me with $200 is not a hit on me. It's a hit on his children. And like, I'm very grateful for my mom, but my mom didn't need to do that in the beginning. Like, I shouldn't have had to do that. But because I worked so hard in the beginning, this is all plus. Like, I've been living off of my other income. So this is all for savings, for training, for school, for advancement, because I didn't rely on this to like be my livelihood in the beginning. So if I would have gotten $1, it would have been a win. And I honestly thought I was going to get a quarter of what I got granted. And yeah, so it's a win. And I mentioned this group. I mentioned this group in there to the judge, and she's like, "Wow, like, I've noticed you didn't ask for support. Like, this is actually, like, you seem really well composed. Like, I feel like you've been working hard and making steps, and it looks like you're in a really great coaching group." And I was like, "Yeah, like, this is, like, I'm just here for what's fair, and that's it." She's like, "That's a very unique petitioner, like, in my position."
Hey, Laura.
I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous. I'm anxious. Like, being in the courtroom is very triggering. It's very. At one point, we were sitting across from each other in the waiting room, and there's a lot of things that go through your mind as you're sitting across from the person that you built a family with and children, and it's very triggering. And you just have to step back from that, and you have to not let that like poison your thoughts and your nervous system, because it's just that part of your relationship is over.
Mhm.
It's no longer that. And you don't have to go in angry. Like, I was practicing smiling before, because the last time I was in there, I remember just feeling like this frown on my face. And I'm like, that's not how I want to show up. I don't want to show up pissed or bitter looking or angry, because that's not how I feel. And so I was talking to David, and I was joking. I said, I'm practicing smiling and going in there with like bright eyes and a happy disposition, because I don't have any ill will towards him. If he lies, that's on him. It's not on me. Like, I know the truth, and I know how I've shown up. And, you know, he even tried to say a couple of things. His lawyer tried to say a couple of things, and I stand firm. Like, you can't shake me anymore. Like, before, I used to be so shakeable, and I'm not anymore.
Come on, Laura. I'm so flipping proud of you. That's amazing. Hey, would you be okay if I use this on YouTube?
Of course.
Yeah. Because this is why I want to do that, is because there's a lot of not even just single moms, but single dads out there too
Yeah.
that are so dependent and obsessed with, well, they need to pay. Well, they need to do this. Well, they need to do that. And here's the thing, it's valid. It's so valid. But the time that we waste staying stuck on that is insane.
Yeah.
Imagine if you would have stayed stuck on that for the past year.
Yeah.
You'd be homeless.
Well, I'd be miserable. Like,
Yeah.
this weekend when I was working the festivals, they're like 15-hour days, you know, but I have such an amazing group, like such an amazing team. And it just happens to be all moms this year, all mom bartenders.
That's awesome.
And we even had one mom that's like pumping at Coachella. But I was like, I'm so grateful that I didn't stay home and just wait for that paycheck. That I'm able to like be in this group of women, like hustling, working hard, helping provide for our families or for ourselves individually, like not waiting. And all of us went in together. We were laughing. We worked hard. We all have sore feet, but we all know like that we have a really great support circle. And all of those people that I have around me are a real blessing that I would have missed out on. So I'm glad I didn't just focus on he has to pay and that's not fair and his life is going on. Like I was hanging out in my lounge with like Karin Leon, Peso Pluma, their managers. Like it's all right.
You could have been at home miserable instead, focusing on, well, why didn't he ever pay and why didn't he show up? And instead you got to hang out with those people. And I want you to know something, Laura, even though there might not be everybody might not say this, you probably hear it a lot now, but not everybody probably says it. But I want you to know that you leading yourself this way, you're actually leading a lot of people, and they see you and they're watching you and you're an example. And there's a lot of people who going through what they went through become an example of what not to do. But you've become with intentionality. It didn't happen by accident. You didn't trip into success. You didn't just pray your way there. You prayed and stepped your way there. And you did the work, dude. And so now I'm telling you, girl, like there's a future for you with leading women. There really is. Because you haven't even thought about it. Like, well, I'd love to lead women. You're just like, I just need to like lead myself in this season. And because you've been so faithful in that, like, this is why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. Like most people right now would be so pissed off and frustrated of what they didn't get. But you're just like, all of it is just bonus, baby, because I decided to show up. So I want to honor you for that. And I think